Always. Always love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hold up. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Went to see my little gal, sweet darling little miss. Went down to her caravan, we began to hug and kiss. The moon shone high above us and stars was hanging low. When I went to kiss that gal, her man walked through the door. He caught us doing it. He caught us doing it. He caught us doing it. He caught us making love. Me and my gal went on one night, we were walking through a park. Feeling seemed to hit me to kiss her in the dark. Wrapped her arms around me, pressed her lips to mine. A big policeman shined his light and a chill went in my spine. He caught us doing it. He caught us doing it. He caught us doing it. Oh, he caught us making love. All right. They locked me in the city jail. They put me up in a cell. Said, don't you worry about the trial. The judge will treat you well. On the morning I came to trial, the judge was feeling fine. Said, I'll be easy on you. And then he gave me 99. Now I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, now I'm doing time. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, now I'm doing time. There we go.
Um.
That was the vaudevillians. The
Sometimes
vaudevillians.
Whimsy shows me the music piece she's going to use before the show. Today she didn't, so I was seeing that for the very first time along with the rest of you. The moment I saw that image pop up before they even started playing, I was like, "Oh my god,
They're really good.
they're good!"
She's an incredible percussionist.
Oh my gosh,
And they're married, I believe. And
are they? Are they?
Yeah, I'll put their music on again. They've got several pieces, but
Do they
and-
have an album?
yeah, and you know they live in that boxcar.
Do
That's
they?
their home. I think they live in a boxcar or they live in a something. It looks really cool. It's like a gypsy thing. It's like how I want to live. They live like gypsies. It's awesome.
I could see you out there doing your music like that and living in a boxcar and well, you're nomadic anyway, so you just travel
Very
the country.
nomadic.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh,
I'm
that
nomadic.
was what we needed. Because before the show, Whimsy and I were both talking about how tired we are, how hard we've been working. It's just been one thing after another. That was what I needed, Whimsy. I think you did too.
Well, the exposure, I'll tell you why I put it up. Because the exposure on Trump, as you know, is getting really toasty because he was caught doing it.
Toasty?
And now he could be doing time.
Ooh, so you mean more than just toasty, but more like on a rotisserie over a flame in hell and the devil is turning the crank?
Well, there's no statute of limitations in many states where the crimes were committed, including the state of New York.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And a lot of his federal offenses don't apply to states.
Yeah. I mean, you see what happened to Ghislaine Maxwell. She went to prison for 20 years for crimes that were committed, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So who's to say the same thing won't happen to Trump?
Mm-hmm. I think we just need to sit back and start watching all this unfold.
He was caught doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's doing time. Well, also the thing about that is even if he signed federal, as I understand it, it won't matter if he first off, I think a lot of Americans would like to know if he is one of the people that signed a federal deal where he was protected.
Mm-hmm.
Epstein, etc. They basically gave information to the feds, and then in exchange for not being prosecuted, was Trump one of those people being protected? In which case, they're going to do everything in their power, the feds, not to release these names, which is a real betrayal of the victims, because if these people are admitting that they went to orgies and had sex with minors, then basically they're admitting that they're pedophiles. And don't you think we, the American people, should know who these pedophiles are if they're living in our neighborhoods?
We do. Absolutely.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So how you doing other than that, Chuck?
How am I doing otherwise? I just working my tail off right now, as you are. On top of everything else, I'm cat sitting for 2 different people. So counting my cat, Sasha, I'm cat sitting for a total of 7 cats right now. And 4 of those cats, I'm going to protect the person's confidentiality, but she is the granddaughter of a late iconic celebrity. I told you who it was, but I won't say it publicly. But it's just one of those things, only when you live in Los Angeles do you do this sort of thing. So after we finish our show, I have to go feed the 2 cats of my neighbor over here in my apartment.
Is it a nice home? Does she have a nice home?
Very nice. And lots of family pictures. Yes, all memorabilia, so forth. But she has 4 of the sweetest cats. But it's just having to take care of so many at the same time. I am just going back and forth, back and forth.
You're just surrounded by kitties.
Yes.
Well,
and
that's kind of your version of heaven, I think.
Well, yes, to a degree. But Sasha, you know how cats, they know. She looks at me like,
you've been 2-timing on her.
You've been cheating on me. You're seeing other cats. She knows it. You'll note she's not here in the frame with you right now. She's off hiding somewhere.
Oh my goodness. She can smell the on you.
Yes. Yes. You said it, not me.
All right. And how are you loving the new book?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness.
To embrace our new book of the month.
Pardon me for not having it handy. Before we do the show, I always have a checklist, pendulum, cards, stuff. I forgot to get the book. But yes, the book is wonderful. I will have it all read in time for our interview next week. I'm really looking forward to talking to this author.
This book has so many aspects to it, but I also feel, a little bit overwhelmed. Like sometimes I find myself getting angry. Sometimes
it challenges.
Just interactions with other people, how buttons can be pushed.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when she gets here.
Definitely things in here that can trigger us. A lot of things that we hold in. We all are guilty of this. We don't always want to face all aspects of ourselves, and the book challenges you to do so.
Right.
And it is a Mercury retrograde, and that's one of the hallmarks of a retrograde.
Yeah. So please check out How the Tin Man Found His Brain, written by Danut Debney Shaw. If you are a part of our book club and you'd like to join in the conversation, Danut Debney Shaw will be in our studios at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That'll be on the 12th. And so I have a million questions already for her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
half an hour is not going to be enough time, but we'll make it work.
And we have a member
Yes.
who hasn't been sung to yet.
Oh, well, Whimsy, we got to correct that situation.
Edita Missiano. Edita Missiano is a member for 1 month. Good evening to all. Good evening to all from Edita Missiano. Thank you for being a member.
Thank you very much.
We just wrote that song for you just here and now.
You just wrote that right now in this moment.
I'm a genius.
You're incredible.
Well, gosh, Chuck, who's here and hanging out with us and having tequila on this beautiful Thursday?
Tequila? Who's having tequila? I wish
think
I
you
were.
and I did have wine the first show we did together.
It wasn't our first, but it was one of our first.
I had a Heineken and you had a wine.
That was the show when you were here visiting in LA.
Yeah.
That
And
was
I
our
remember you
first
got
one
me a Heineken. It was
where
delicious.
we were not doing split
don't usually
screen. We
drink.
were actually together on camera, and
Yeah, it was good.
I don't remember what I was drinking. Was it a wine cooler? You had something, but we got a little tipsy on the air. Just a little.
We
had a good
reviewed
show.
Barbie. I know we
We
reviewed
reviewed Barbie because the night before we get this Korean barbecue and the Barbie movie. We were on a theme there.
awesome. It was great.
But we did talk about the Barbie movie.
And then we talked about the fact that a lot of people, well, they're going to be drinking, so let's drink.
Yes.
And I think you went to the store and got me a Heineken. You said, what do you drink? And I'm like, I'll take a Heineken.
Well, right now, all I have in the Whimsy mug is water.
Oh,
water. Darn it.
I'm sorry. Well, everybody should check out our merch. It's developed by the amazing Debbie Brady, the creative director who helped revamp the whole channel. So we're very appreciative to her. Who's here, Chuck?
Who's here? Okay, we have Carl. We have of course, our wonderful Joel Tilson. We have, don't want to repeat names here. We have Renee here. We have, let's see, Dragon Rising 11. Great name. Terry. We have Tina. We have, Wendy Bird, who made your hat for you. Kelly, Sandy, PB, Phyllis. Let's see. I'm trying not to repeat names here. Cosmic Valentine. That is so good. That's such a great name. Fran. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Is that Gypsy Spencer? I hope I said your name correctly. Pardon me if I didn't. Melanie, Cheryl, Jackie, Brenna, Bren, Alley Girl to you. That's another great name. Donna, Kayla. Let's see here. Trying to find some different names here. Donna.
Cool. Well,
I think we covered.
Yeah, they'll keep coming in. They'll keep coming in. So
I always worry about mispronouncing a name. I never want to offend.
Oh my! So I just think that everything is imploding, and some people are actually enjoying this. I don't know. What do you think, Chuck?
Well, should I admit that I'm enjoying it a little bit? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's cathartic. You know, for people like myself who have watched this son of a bitch just get away with everything year after year after year, nothing takes him down. To me, it just feels like justice. It feels like karma finally taking place. But that's just me. That's just my own opinion. But Joel said, who will leak Epstein files on Trump? I'm almost thinking, who won't leak Epstein files on Trump? I think you've even alluded to this, Whimsy, that quite a few people, especially those who are wealthy and powerful enough, probably already have access to these files.
Yeah, black market.
Certainly Elon Musk. I'm sure he has them. Rupert Murdoch I think he probably has them.
Key people in the FBI who might be discussing what they see.
Definitely. Well, you know, I said this on a show, I think it was the last one we did. I was just getting this hit, the sense that it's going to be an inside job. It's somebody in Trump's administration, someone maybe he actually trusts, who's going to stab him in the back, who's going to take him down. It's something like that. I don't know the specifics. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you had that in your readings.
Do you think that there's something going on with people who are close to J.D. Vance? I mean, I've done remote views where I've gone in and become Trump's cabinet, and I felt like we had a moral responsibility, many of us on the cabinet, to hear what the doctors had to say regarding Trump's health. And we want full disclosure because we may have to pull the plug on this aging president.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there is supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to be total transparency with the president's health. Right. And up until Trump, you know, we always had very thorough medical reports released after a president would have a checkup. You know, that's not to say there have not been cover-ups. You know, look at Franklin Roosevelt, how bad his health was. But it was a simpler time. There wasn't an internet. You know, the people did not have access to information like they do now. But it was hidden from the public how very sick he was. And then one day the man just keeled over dead from a stroke.
Wow. Well, that's kind of what people think could happen to Trump. I mean, he's not looking so good.
No, he's not. And you, as a medical intuitive, you've been picking up on quite a bit that his health is much worse than what we're being told. And I told you my own theory is that it's being doled out to us. Like they're setting the stage so he can gracefully have the honor of resigning in a few months. And he can say it's health reasons. So they're setting the stage. You know, I like this medical report that came out. That's the first time they've ever flat out said he's obese. And you know how he's tried so hard to hide that, you know, say, oh, I'm 215 pounds and I'm 6'3" and all that nonsense. No, the doctors just flat out said obese and cited it as a concern of theirs, you know, as far as his potential heart, you know, cardiovascular system, vein issues, so forth. And haven't we felt like there's definitely some congestive heart failure going on?
I just know that when Biden won, there was an overall feeling because of how Trump behaved where he refused to leave the White House. And January 6th, and I'm not leaving. And he refused to leave to the point where he was hunkering down and hiring. People died on January 6th. The fact that this guy was able to run again was a shock to many people. Considering,
of course it was.
Because didn't we have 4 years? I mean, what went wrong that somebody, every faith I had in the stability of America, that this was a semi-functional country, Trump has destroyed that myth. Because you would think after his behavior when he lost the election, bringing in the Proud Boys, what happened on January 6th, you would think that under the Biden administration, they would have ensured that somebody like that would never be sitting in the White House.
You know,
here we are.
Do you think it was just because they ran out of time?
4 years?
Oh, that's true. 4 years. 4 years.
4 years is a long time. Bolsonaro
that's true.
is under house arrest. So why couldn't we have done the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said at the beginning, Trump has just gotten away with atrocity after atrocity. Things like in the 2016 election, the grab them by the female genitalia comment 3 weeks before the election. Any other candidate would have been destroyed by a comment like that. Here's a man, he's been twice impeached, 34 felony convictions, the January 6th insurrection. I mean, you can go on and on and on. Nothing up until now has brought Trump down.
But why? Why is this happening? How is this happening? That's what I want to know.
I know that Trump supporters I speak to, they think we're the ones who are crazy. They think we're the ones making up all these lies. You know, that I know it's cliche to say, oh, they watch a lot of Fox News, but that is a primary news source for a lot of these people. They trust what Fox News says. Fox News is supporting him and making us look like we're making up all the crazy stories and lies.
Right.
So we've got half the country sees the truth and half the country, I don't know. Joel, will Trump flee after Epstein's files are leaked?
Any feeling about that?
Ooh. That's a good question.
You know, I don't think so. I mean,
I think his health, I think he's too weakened to do this. And also, where's the man going to go? He's hated all over the world.
Saudi Arabia?
Well, that's a point. Maybe he could join Putin and
he could go Siberia. To France. They don't have extradition, though they might make an exception for him.
I think that's only French citizens that applies to. But
oh, really?
Yeah, as the way I understand it, and of course, Jelaine, she has tri-citizenship, American, British, and French.
Smart.
So that's yeah. Oh, she's very smart. She's very smart, very accomplished. Evil as hell, but very accomplished. But yeah, no, I don't know where Trump would go. Where would he go? Presumably back to Mar-a-Lago in his own little world. I don't know.
Yeah, you wonder if, boy, Florida has become a real swamp, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
How are they going to handle when the pictures come out? Are they going to call it AI or fake pictures?
Well, that's the other thing.
I'm sure there's pictures.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. A lot of Trump supporters seem to be for want of a better way of saying it, so brainwashed and so conditioned, they actually will say, oh, this is just AI. This was Photoshop. This is not true. You know, I hear that. I hear that from the ones I communicate with. And you just can't argue with a Trump supporter. You just can't. It's like arguing with the wall.
Conspiracy.
It's like a rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go ahead? We'll do the Empath prayer. Maybe we'll do some blitzes. I know that you have a spiritual message that you're going to be sharing with us.
Well, I do. Whenever you're ready for it during the show.
Yeah.
You asked me to do one last week. You know, I brought in Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, and it was a powerful message. I don't know. Are you wanting it now or later?
We'll go ahead. We'll do the Empath prayer, and then we'll do that when we'll do some blitzes. Of course, if anyone needs to receive a healing at this time, you can go ahead and give us your name or the name of somebody you love. And I know that all of us will be more than happy to pray for those of you who would like to receive our prayers. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the Empath prayer. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen.
Amen.
And for those of you today who are requesting healing for yourselves and for those you love, we come together and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And again, we say, Amen, 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 Amen.
Amen.
May all souls be healed.
All souls be healed.
So yeah, Chuck, I was wondering if you could, you know, I know you connect with people on the other side who have passed over, and I had asked if anybody who has passed over, because I assume they know more than we do because they're on the other side.
Well, they have a better perspective. It's like a bird's eye view. They can see the horizon. They can see the whole picture better than we can down here. They see it more objectively. But they're also very opinionated. They have their own perspectives as well. And you'll hear that from the person I channeled Joan Rivers today. But anyway, I'll let you.
You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Kathy Griffin. I think that
they were very close friends.
Oh, really?
Yes. In fact, I think Joan was her mentor.
Really? That's so wild. I see that in her.
Well, you know, the thing with Joan Rivers, I guess, should I give a little background of how I've
please
channeled with her? I don't want to slow the show down or anything.
No, you are the show, Chuck. So please go.
Okay. Well, you know, I adored Joan Rivers. I was a big fan. I actually met her 6 weeks before she died. Incredible lady, very gracious, very warm, very giving. It was at a book signing. And she was so incredible with each of the fans. And she would have each one of us come around the table and sit down beside her. She didn't want us to just have a signed book. She wanted us to have a memory to take with us. She was very considerate like that, but I just loved her. I was devastated when she died. It was like, you know how some celebrities feel like family members? Lucille Ball was like that for me. And I was grieving for her. And it was the day of her funeral. I saw a little piece. She had channeled to me before, but I saw a little piece in the news about how she wasn't buried. She was cremated. And I just said out loud, I said, Joan, you mean you were cremated? And this is how I know it was her, because spirits, usually they incorporate their humor, their personality into something. I never in a million years would have made up this joke. She gave me a Joan Rivers joke. She said, yeah, I had so much cosmetic surgery, I didn't burn, I melted. Now, I would not have made that up. And she shot it back to me so fast. It was Joan. It was Joan basically saying, lighten up. Don't be sad. It's okay. And for a long time, sometimes these souls give me a symbol or a color or something to identify them. And I saw her do her autobiographical stage show many years ago. And she talked about, as a kid, her aunt used to say, now keep your fork because the best is yet to come, meaning the dessert. So Joan would always make certain I would see like a little plastic fork or something like that here or there. And there was one time I was in my car and I was trying to channel her. And I said, Joan, I need a sign so I know this is you, not my imagination. And I pull up to my driveway, and I swear to God, this is true. In the middle of the road was a big soup ladle. And Joan goes, will this do? Her humor, you know, that's what she lived for, was humor. So anyway, this has been a very busy week, and that's not conducive to channeling, because when you channel, you need to be quiet, meditative. But I knew you and others were expecting something after what I did last week. So I thought, I'm just going to give it a shot. I thought, well, Joan usually comes through for me. And she wanted to talk about Trump a little. But here's where it's interesting. Usually when the souls come to me, it's not talking about their celebrity lives or anything, because we're all equal. It's more about personal advice for me. And Joan is very nurturing. She's motherly. She's loving. She can be stern. She can be ribald. But usually it's very personal. And I said, Joan, like I said with Jacqueline last week, I said, this is a public statement. Are you okay making a public statement? Do I have your permission? So here's the interesting thing. As I was writing this down in my book, I could tell she was holding back. I could sense it. It's like she was giving me a censored PG version of what she really wants to say. And it was afterwards I checked in again, and she said, because she cares about me, she said, Chuck, I know some really, really bad stuff about him that I could say, really bad, but I'm concerned about you. Because you go on in front of thousands of people, it's your ass on the line, not mine. People are going to come down on you, and you could get threats. It might not go over. And she said, I don't think you're ready to handle this yet. And she said, also, what I have to say, I don't know if the viewers are ready for. So she gave me like a PG cleaned up version, even though there are some swear words in this. But she said, oh, do I have something to say? She said, Chuck, this is a tragedy. A slow-moving train wreck tragedy that was years in the making. A lot of what you guys kept ignoring until it blew up in your faces. Now it has to be addressed. Yes, I knew Trump. I worked with him. I knew what a heartless son of a bitch he was, but I worked with that sort of thing, that sort of person all the goddamn time. It was just business to me. A necessary evil you tolerated because, and she put this in capital letters, because you had to, it's show business. But in my wildest expectations, I never, ever thought he would be elected president. Oh, Christ. Her words, not mine. He is a dangerous man with this much power. I always saw fame and success as a responsibility to create good for others, a responsibility to heal and uplift, not to destroy and denigrate. And she said, this will not end well for him. And then she made me underline this, mark my words, this will not end well for him. And she said to you, the viewers, remain patient and remain strong. And then she further elaborated, with Trump, I admired his intense ambition and how he created and manifested. But I also knew what a total piece of shit he was. And she made me underline this. We all knew, meaning I guess in the show business circle, New York circle, she said, we all knew. Just because you saw me make nicey with him on television, know that was just part of the game. We were social with each other, but I knew never to get too close to a snake. That's the message Joan Rivers gave me. But I felt she was definitely holding back.
Wow. Was she on Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah, she was. She won.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that show was also heavily rigged. I don't know if you know that. I've talked with people who worked on the show. Well, I'm sure the contestants won fair and square. I don't want to say that about Joan, but I say rigged. Here in LA, you remember how it was. We would talk.
Well, it was up to him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think it was. Yes, I never watched the show that much, frankly, but I know she won. But you and I, you lived in LA also. So we talked to a lot of people who worked at the studios and people who knew the inside stuff. And I kept hearing stories long before it was well known. Oh, yeah, Trump would come to the set all coked up. And sometimes he wouldn't come in until 4 or 5 in the afternoon because he had been sleeping all day. One mentioned about the diapers having to be changed, that sort of thing, and how it was so hard to get a usable take out of him. They would have to just keep filming and filming and filming, and then the editor would have to pick some scenes and piece it together to make it look like he was competent. So I heard that story a lot.
Because he was basically a drug addict.
Well, that was what was implied to me, yes.
And then he could brag that he wasn't an alcoholic because he was getting drunk on benzos and getting high on amphetamines. And
well, I have a very good friend who is in recovery, Alcoholics Anonymous, and he's the biggest pothead you've ever seen. But he justifies it. Oh, I'm sober. And in the meantime, he's high on pot all the time. I thought, who are you kidding? So I've seen that kind of delusion.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I have from Joan. I don't know if she will come through with more. She was implying to me she has a lot of really damning stuff she knows. So we'll just see.
Well, I'm sure women come to her and tell her all kinds of things.
Yeah. Well,
she was involved in the fashion industry. She
very
was
much so.
Red carpet, fashion, whatever. So I'm sure she had all the dirt.
Well, she was very much part of the New York scene, the social scene. And she knew Trump. She worked with Trump on The Apprentice. But she was implying to me, like when she said, when you'd see me playing nicey with him, those were her words. When you see me playing nicey with him, just know I was playing the game. I was doing what I had to do.
I know she was very protective of young models because I've seen her go off when she had salacious pictures of young models at 5 and 6. She would confront people and say, this is not appropriate.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah. So I can imagine that she was probably the person that people went to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, because the Joan I have always known has always been almost like a second mother to me. Very nurturing, protective, gives me advice. It's rare. In fact, a lot of these souls, it's rare they will talk about show business and that type of thing. I mentioned last week about Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. When I talk to her, she's also very protective, motherly, advises me. Never in 30 years had she ever brought up John Kennedy. Never. And I never asked. But last week, because I asked her to give a public statement, she knew you, the public, wanted to hear that. So she put a little word in there. Well, Jack and I, just to tailor her speech for the public. That's what I felt about Joan Rivers today. She was tailoring this for you, and she was holding back and censoring, even though you did hear a few bad words there. Yeah. Was Joan, Heidi was asking, was Joan friends with Ivana? You need to get a hold of Ivana.
Do you think you could do that, or do you?
I don't know.
You don't really have a connection with her, do you?
Not really. We did on one show get her. I can't remember if it's you or me. I just know with myself, usually, and I do this, I'm in a quiet, private place and I just sit still. I don't do it live on the spot like this. But I think we did get Ivana. And what we got about her was that we loved her sense of humor. She had a sense of humor about herself. She had a sense of humor about Trump. It was like, remember it came out, oh, of course the son of a bitch buried me on his golf course. Are you surprised by that? She wasn't surprised that he did it. But I don't know. I don't know this for a fact, but I know that because Joan and Trump were allegedly friends, at least socialized, I'm sure she had to have known Ivana. I don't see how she couldn't have.
Yeah, because they were both part of the fashion world.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, when we get the order, we will blitz away. I know Chuck is anxious to see what's in the cards. And of course, we've got 451 gorgeous people here. So if you get a chance to like, share, and subscribe, we would really appreciate it.
Well, here was a comment from Geocosmic Valentine. Joan Rivers was also very good friends with Queen Elizabeth. I was shocked by that, but it's true. Now, I had not heard about Queen Elizabeth, but I do know for fact because Joan said this, that she and Prince Charles were extremely close, and sometimes Joan would stay at Clarence house, where, you know, which was his residence at the time.
Wow.
I know I'm supposed to say King
I know
Charles,
that
but
he
he was
was
Prince
in,
Charles
I
at
know
the time.
that he had a huge crush on Donna Summers, and he was obsessed with Donna Summers. And I always wondered if he ever hooked up with her, because
I don't know.
well, his valet wrote a book.
Uh-huh.
And he said that, you know, it was his job to pack the bags. And when Diana came in, she wanted her own people there.
Yeah.
And so he decided to quit. And on Sundays, everybody just sat around the table having breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And he was sitting there having coffee. And Diana came down and she grabbed a yogurt, and she was eating the yogurt and he was drinking a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "They're going to think we had a row. They're going to think we fought." And he's like, "I know."
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to move on. But he said that when he would pack Prince Charles things, there always had to be Donna Summers stuff in there, like Donna Summers music. And he was teased a lot. And I don't know if you saw the Emmy Awards when Donna Summers won all the Grammys. And they had this British guy come out and pretend to be Prince Charles.
No, I didn't see that.
And it was just like, oh my God, my side.
Is it on YouTube?
I can find it, but he was making love to Donna Summers, and he's like, "Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, I want some hot stuff, baby. I want some hot stuff now, baby." And he did it as Prince Charles.
Someone left my cake out in the rain, you know?
Yeah, and it was like, "Give me your hot stuff, baby."
Oh, I
love it. Posh British.
Well,
so I think we're sometimes shocked at who associates with who.
Allegedly, he and Barbara Streisand might have had a little something.
He had a thing with Barbara.
And Barbara joked about it in her concert. She said, if I'd played my cards right, I would have been the first real Jewish princess.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got the order to blitz away.
Yes,
Let's do it. Joel Tilson, do you think that Epstein was an agent for Israel? See, I think that he was an agent for the West. And Israel supplies intelligence to many countries. They're hired to do surveillance and to get intelligence. And they share intelligence with the United States. So when we think about NATO and NATO allies, Israel supplies security for the Vatican. So I think there's definite evidence that Epstein worked for the CIA. And even Ghislaine said that he worked for the CIA.
Really?
So
I hadn't heard that myself.
Well, he stayed out of jail probably because there was also an arrogance about him when he was being interviewed on that court questioning, where he just looked at the guy like, "Do you have any idea how freaking powerful the people are that I deal with?" I mean, he was moving billions of dollars here, there, and everywhere into Russian banks. These were the most powerful people, a kind of power that we can't even begin to comprehend. You know?
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that he was supplying information to Israel, information to the United States, and information to MI6, to the British.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was just the nature of the game, as they say. All right. Next question. You want to read it?
Will Putin and Trump negotiate a peace deal? They're supposed to be having a meeting next week, aren't they?
Didn't he just say whenever? Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and throw some cards.
Okay. I just want to ask this a yes or no. Will Putin and Trump negotiate a peace deal? I'm getting a no on that, but let's see. Different from the cards. I'm getting like maybe, both men are in need of saving face right now. They're both in need of distractions. Things are not going well for either one of them. So there might be some attempts at it. I asked the pendulum, I got no. But yet the cards, I got partnerships and love. Like they're going to be nicey with each other, using Joan's words. They may be putting up a little show. maybe taking an attempt at this, because it is needed right now. They need to rehabilitate their public images, and I did get new beginnings. So the cards are actually a little at odd with the pendulum. So maybe I'm just not getting clear answers. What are you getting?
Well, it's interesting. When I go into this energy, I feel so much tension between Putin and Trump. I don't even think they feel comfortable meeting. Because I think Putin is so angry at Trump for betraying him for what he perceives he did for Trump. It's very bad between those two. And that may be what's delaying the get together.
Yeah.
But wish granted. So I think we will see that they're going to have to give up Ukraine, because the only thing that's happening is that Putin, his country is finished. And you can see here, betrayed by his own. Ten of Swords is to be betrayed by your own. Hopes and fears, the Wheel of Fortune, and the new contract for peace. But I'll tell you, I don't know if Trump necessarily even feels a need to go in and meet with Putin. First off, they hate each other now because of a sense of betrayal.
Sure.
And secondly, if he's sitting back waiting for somebody to assassinate the guy, then why meet with him? He doesn't want to meet with me. He hates me.
I was getting the impression if they did meet, it would be for appearance sakes.
Appearance, but I think it's very tense between those two right now.
Right, and I was getting a very strong no on will they negotiate a peace treaty. I should have maybe stopped with that.
Well, no, I think that we're going to see a peace treaty because you got the Three of Pentacles as the outcome. I'm just not sure it's going to be between those two men, and I think that might explain why you've got that mix, because I just can't see Putin and him have so much tension between them. He's talking about putting nukes on top of the White House.
So, yes, including himself. Did you see him standing on top of the White House a few days ago?
I mean, come on, folks. So this is not good.
No.
You can. The last time on Tuesday when we looked into this, the Knight of Swords is like so angry you're just going to kill somebody, and that's kind of the energy you get from Putin. So I can't imagine that this would be a good meeting between these two. It's bad.
It certainly does not. It never felt to me like it would be a good meeting. I just was thinking if they did meet, it would be just for the sake of the press, appearances, but what would go on behind closed doors would not be good.
Well, I don't think Putin has any more power because nobody looks like he's a loser, right? And Trump doesn't want to be a loser. So he's the guy where I gave you, you were my girl and I gave you everything, and now you're not picking up my phone call, right? That's what it looks like energetically, because now he's hanging out with MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, who's the cool guy. Well, who does Mohammed bin Salman like? He likes Zelensky. Zelensky's a man for him. This is a man. This is my cousin. This is an Israeli-Ukrainian man. This is Aronofsky's guy, right? And Aronofsky and Putin don't get along. So now, energetically, Putin, so you cheat on me now? You go with Zelensky? You go with Mohammed bin Salman? But I put you in this situation. So it's almost like the bad boy who got dumped and she went off to be with the cool kids. And so he's out in the cold. And, oh, no, it wasn't like that, Pootie. I still care about you. Meanwhile, it's not the same, because you're no longer cool. You're no longer all that. You were in the 90s, but now you're just some old guy who's living in a shithole country, right? And so you just get the impression that Trump is trying to extradite himself from that because he sees him as a loser.
Yeah.
The shade getting on me, you were downplaying the real estate, it's like he wants to hang out with the wealthy Qatar. Now here's some money. Qatar has money, right? But not Putin. Putin's a loser. There's a little bit of that. Well, they don't want me to hang out with you. And it's like mean girls.
Yeah. Well, that's the way Trump has always operated, going back to what we know of him in the 1980s and 90s. He's always been about who has the money, who has the money, who has the power, who has the prestige. Otherwise, I don't want to be even bothered with you.
Yeah. So,
excuse me.
As Joel Tilson says, Russian military is extremely weak right now. Absolutely. MBS, killer, it's still on the fence. Was it him or was it his father? because MBS actually has a pretty remarkable reputation for emancipating women in Saudi Arabia, opening up and modernizing Saudi Arabia. So he's quite an incredible man on the one hand. So it would be a shame if it turned out that it was linked to him, though some people are saying it was his father or somebody else close to MBS that led to Khashoggi's death. But it may not have actually been Khashoggi. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't really make sense that it would have been him, because the great reformer who had to fight against the conservatives was actually MBS. So it doesn't really quite fit. Maybe it got pinned on him because it was somebody from his department. But I'm leaning towards that MBS is, for the most part, he's considered the most ethical of all of them, ironically enough. And he doesn't like Netanyahu because of what Netanyahu has done in Gaza. Yeah. So the great irony is that Mohammed bin Salman is the most ethical of all of them. So I hope it's not true that it does. So far, they say it's not. There's a lot of evidence that it was not MBS, but it got pinned on him. In either way, what MBS has said is the bottom line is it came from here, it came from this department, so I am responsible. But he evidently was not happy about it. And actually, the people were found guilty and he had them executed. So I'm on the fence with whether or not it was actually MBS or somebody just close to him. And then it still got pinned on him, and that's just as bad.
Yeah, just as bad. And
he's done great things for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And here we have Paperback Writer. Already, I love your name, Paperback Writer. Yeah. Thank you for $10. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any truth to what Howard Stern says? Trump never wanted to be president. He just ate he would run to sell books. It worked for his sales to be followed that path, destroying the U.S. to sell books. Well, I had heard that way back, when he came down the escalator. What was that? Was that in 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came down the escalator, launched his campaign. I certainly had the intuitive hits, and I think this has been confirmed by a lot of other people, that, he's a showman. He wants to promote himself, like The Apprentice was meant as a way to promote his brand. He was always about his Trump brand. And I had heard that was the real reason he ran for president. It was just a publicity stunt. He never in his wildest dreams did he think he was going to be elected president. Some around him on election night said he was in shock that he won the election. Some even claimed he was purposely trying to throw the election, like the grab him by the pee remark, things that would normally destroy a candidate. And to Trump's own amazement, it just made him stronger. It just galvanized his base, who loved hearing him talk that way. So I think that's what happened. I don't think he ever really wanted to be president, but I think once he got it, it was like a prestige thing for him. It was like a shiny new toy, a new trophy to put on his mantle, another accolade. But I don't know if his heart was ever in it, because I think Trump deep down knew he was never qualified to be president. So
they say he sat there stunned for several minutes.
Really?
Whenever it was like, yeah, he just sat there with Melania like,
what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah, and they're like, hey, you want?
Yeah.
Like, oh, hell.
Yeah. He even made comments in his presidency, I miss my old life. He missed the days of Trump Tower and just being a socialite. Can a man be a socialite? Is that a correct term?
Rolling
but anyway,
a bunch of money that he didn't have on women.
Yes, exactly.
And parties.
And he also wasn't under anywhere near the scrutiny he's under as president. There's so much he would have taken to his grave with him had he never been president. So I don't think he initially wanted it, but once he had it, it became an ego thing. That's why he was so driven, in my opinion, why he had to have that second term. He could not go down in the history books being a single term president. Of course, never mind what he is going to go down in the history books as. Yeah.
What do we got here?
What's the next comment?
Oh, Geocosmic.
Geocosmic. Oh yes, I remember seeing him with that stunned look. I saw the video of him hearing the announcement, and he just sat there with a blank look on his face. It was shock.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he really did not expect that.
No.
Israel is going to take military control, but it's going to be overseen by the Arab League. That was made public yesterday, I think. So no, Israel's not.
No.
It's oh, didn't we do this already? Didn't
I think you've talked about it before on one of your shows.
Yeah. No, it's I can show you guys the original. What did I say here? This is from 2020 when I wrote this. Land share controlled by IDF. So, but it's a land share.
Yeah.
And that's just until it gets stabilized. So I think they had said it's going to take about 5 years to stabilize because they have terrorists and
Mm-hmm.
but the pro nations would be pro Gaza so that they can be independent. So that would be United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, United States, IDF, maybe the UN coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And then this side, the security point, this is no man's land. This area here, this is a 2-mile stretch, which was never used. And so once we stabilize the area, that gives them an extra 2 miles of space for farming and for building the oasis. Mm-hmm. And then this side is Israel's side over here. But this side in where it says beautiful pearl necklace, that's probably going to be United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Egypt. We just signed a $35 billion deal with Egypt for the oil, which is part of Gaza, which is over here. See where it says security over on the water? So that's going to be Egypt, the United States, and Israel. And then if they do it right, the proceeds can be used for part of the rebuild. So it can't be Hamas, and it won't be Hamas, and it won't be Islamic Jihad, nor do the people want that. The people want their own local citizen. They are asking to be part of Abraham Accords. That's what people have to understand, is that the people of Gaza want it to be the Abraham Accords so that they can be part of the rebuild, so that they can be part of United Arab Emirates. And it also gives them the opportunity through that transportation system to go on vacation in United Arab Emirates, and all the Abraham Accords, they'll be open to that. And so they'll be able to travel everywhere. And so let's face facts. Netanyahu is on thin ice.
Yeah, you've said that. I think you just said that the other day on your show.
I don't think anybody likes that man. I think he's not very liked. I think he's loved.
Joel, that's a good question. Seeing how we've been talking about King Charles, Queen Elizabeth, and Joan Rivers, will Prince Andrew go to jail over the Epstein files?
Let's take a look.
Oh. Let's see.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. If you could like, share, and subscribe, we would love you for it as we slowly march towards 100,000. We're getting close,
Prince
Chuck.
Andrew go to jail over the Epstein files. Well, just first of all, I got a maybe on the pendulum, and the way that is, it goes yes, it goes no. When it's diagonally in between, that's a maybe. Like there's not enough information just yet, but it's not impossible. I know that he's certainly in a position where he could, because I think Queen Elizabeth intentionally stripped him of a number of his titles and so forth, because forgive me for paraphrasing this, but I think it was said, if you go to trial for this, you're going to trial as a private citizen.
Oh, wow.
And not as a royal. Now, I may have my facts wrong, but I know he was basically demoted in some way or another. I have to look up the specifics of that. So it's not impossible for him to go to jail. Now, that would really rip the lid off the royal family in Great Britain. That would be catastrophic for the royal family.
Well, what I'm getting a hit that King Charles feels that Andrew has destroyed the family. My hit is, you've destroyed this family. Mm-hmm. You have so embarrassed the name of the House of Windsor, what you have done. It is a complete disgrace. They've got more pictures, they've got more contraband, and it's coming out. In the next 6 months, he's going to be having problems. 2 of Pentacles, he's starting to have some serious financial issues.
Yeah, he has for quite a while.
And he's being cast out. Maybe he's got a little tiny shack in Switzerland. But look at this. His world is, they're encroaching on him. 7 of Wands. His world is getting smaller and smaller. This guy is going to be cast out into exile. They don't want to have anything to do with him. You've completely desecrated the House of Windsor.
Yeah.
Get out. There are people that want him out. Go to Switzerland. Get out of Britain. Get away from us. I mean, 7 of Wands. He's like this on top of a hill. He will be anybody. The same thing happened to Prince Harry. If you shame the name, the worst thing you can do to this family is shame the name of the House of Windsor.
Oh, sure.
And so they see both of them as having shamed. You've committed the cardinal sin. Never complain, never explain, never complain. Always happy, cheery, always look perfect. And you're just the perfect little royal. And this is how the game is played.
Playing the game.
And the feeling is a sense of betrayal. Keep your pants up. And you also get the feeling energetically of just complete disgust by Charles. Yes, he was madly in love with Donna Summers, but nobody had to know about it except for him in his ballet, right?
Sure. That seems relatively tame compared to the rest. But, I remember before Queen Elizabeth died, this was already being talked about, that when Charles became king, he was going to strip down the royal family, pare it down to something much more manageable, smaller. And Andrew had been getting a lot of perks from the Queen because allegedly he was her favorite child. So she was always in his court. She made sure he was taken care of financially and all. But I remember reading articles somewhere where Andrew really was going to have to worry once his brother stepped up to the throne, because he was going to lose a lot of those perks. And so we are seeing that. And you're right. He has brought a lot of shame to the family.
Don't you think it says a lot about them as a family that they don't know the difference between a man who was caught raping children and Harry, who simply said there were racists working for the House of Windsor who mistreated my wife? I mean, when you think about it, Harry never said anything that was too horrible about. He said his father was very loving. He was always called my darling boy. He had a beautiful connection with his father. His mother was an incredible mother. The truth is he didn't say a lot of terrible things.
No, he didn't.
He did say that his brother had a temper, that his brother was prone to a temper.
Yeah.
And I think it's that damn head injury he had, I think,
you've said that
the frontal lobe. This is the most vulnerable area. First off, the temporal, you're
Wasn't he struck when he was about 7 or 8 years old?
Yeah, and it's the worst possible place to be struck, because if you look at the work of Daniel Amen, first off, it's the most vulnerable part of the skull is the temporal lobe area, because it's so thin and so easy to break, and they broke right into it. The golfer thing or whatever it was went right into his skull. You get a lesion or an injury into the left temporal lobe, that's associated with uncontrolled rage and violence, and that's precisely where he was hit. And they say, and in the book, Harry said that he had repeatedly said to his mother, "There's something wrong with William. Ever since that accident, this kid is not normal. Oh no, he's fine, he's fine." And then Diana saw it, where he was violent and threatening to hit her and whatnot, and she was stunned, like, who is this child? Who is this violent, raging psychopath? And the other thing that came out is that he drinks. He likes to drink. He and his wife both, they drank. And to
it's not a happy life. When you're in the royal family,
and
you're trapped.
Right. And people kept making excuses. Oh, we all did it. Talk for yourself, man. I was a poor girl. I had to work 2 jobs to pay myself way through the University of Washington. My mother would have been disgusted with me if I had blown what little money she could give me on booze. No, it was for books and ramen. Poor people don't act like that when they get a chance to go to university. Throw it all away and buy $120 drinks at the pub and get so drunk you can't. First off, I mean, you're there to learn and hopefully have some friends, but not to piss off your education and get drunk every week.
Well, people like William were very spoiled growing up. You were not. You had to earn everything in your life. So you appreciated what you had, anything you got. and you worked hard to get what you got. And where people like Harry, William, frankly, have had things almost literally on a silver platter handed to them.
Yeah, so I think this idea, well, she was also his wife, Catherine, she was the women's drinking club. She was part of the women's. She started the women's drinking club, and really? I did a remote with her where I was talking to her in trance, and I said, "Wow, you know, I don't drink. It upsets my stomach too much. I don't know how you drink." And in the remote, she said, "Really?" And she was holding a glass of wine or something. She said, "Really?"
A little sherry.
Yeah. She said, and then she said to me, Kate said to me, "Really? I don't have that problem at all."
I can give that up anytime I want.
And she shoots it down. Whoop, she says, and then she looks at me and says, "See, it goes right down."
Was she at least joking with you, like Joan?
I liked her very much. Like, see, it goes right down.
See, I have no problem drinking.
Yeah,
I didn't spill a drop.
No problem at all.
Yeah, but
and they like to drink. And he was saying, "There's the truth. There's the truth of all of it. We are angry drunks. There you have it. We drink because we are trapped. We are trapped." And this resentment he had towards Harry, because Harry could go off to the Antarctic and the North Pole, and I'm stuck here with these old biddies. So I drink, and she drinks. We drink. All right, we drink. You know, so it was this kind of defensive reaction I felt.
It's just interesting, the word trapped, because when Harry and Meghan gave their interview to Oprah Winfrey, you know, remember, and he was promoting the book. Remember, he said, "My brother and my father are trapped." Yes. Very words he used. They're trapped. And I also feel like the big sin Harry committed, to the best of my awareness, no member of the royal family ever wrote a book, a tell-all book, the way he did. So even if he didn't say a lot of bad things, he still said enough to really piss off the family and feel they couldn't trust him anymore. And another thing I just want to bring up quickly, because I remember we used to work together, and you channeled Princess Diana. You said that Diana told you they used to worry about Harry's temper when he was a little child. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And Charles has been known to have quite a temper also, so it could be even genetic. On top of,
well, they fought so much. They fought so much, and that red hair and that red temper. And she would be like, "Harry, Harry," holding him, "Harry," where she would have to hold him to calm down.
Yeah.
And this temper. And that she always thought of William as the golden boy. Oh, no, he doesn't have the temper. Harry's the redhead with the temper. And Harry has said, "Oh, when I get mad, I rage. It's red, that red rage, that redheaded temper." So, but yeah, no, I actually liked Kate very much. I found her very likable. I know that she's gotten trashed by Team Sussex, even though Meghan has said, "Please don't do that. She's a very nice woman."
Yeah.
Certainly didn't come across as the racist or anything like that. Though I do think Camilla. I think she's another story entirely. I think she is a truly dreadful woman.
I get that too.
I mean, she's actually wearing Princess Diana's jewelry. I mean, do you have to just rub it in our faces that you came?
She wears the Queen's jewels too, and
but I mean, you're wearing Diana's brooch. I mean, grotesque. You came and took this man's wife, and now you're wearing her jewelry. I find that so.
Whenever I see Camilla decked out like that with the crown jewels, Diana's jewels, there's something almost vulgar about it. About the energy. Like when the Queen or Diana wore them, it was like breathing. It was effortless. It was innate. But with Camilla, it just looks vulgar, and she looks trashy, if I may say that. Like gaudy, trashy. It just doesn't work on her.
Do you think she'll ever be liked? Do you think that that the British people will ever like her, because she's not a popular royal?
I think she's going to she's on a plateau. I think she won't be hated any more than she is, but she's not going to be liked any better either. It just is what it is until Charles passes. You know, I certainly don't see her gaining in popularity. And some of my British friends tell me she is disliked. I've heard that. Yeah. People still have not forgiven her, you know, for what happened with Diana.
Well, I don't forgive her.
Yeah.
Okay, so regarding this whole thing with Trump doing, I've seen a couple people ask about this. So now Trump is, people want us to do more gossip, actually. They think we should lighten things up on Thursday and not do so much war, no more war news.
You know what? I'm laughing because I can almost feel Joan Rivers going, yeah. You know,
That's
like
really
she
what
just
they
may
want.
have more for me
People
next
are
week.
having cocktails. It's like, does the orange,
The orange.
what do we call
The orange
the
beast.
orange Yeti? Is he called the orange
The orange
Yeti?
monster, the orange beast.
He's a Yeti. Yes, the orange Yeti.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, Diddy. Let's talk about Diddy. Speaking,
Oh,
we are on gossip
Diddy.
and we are on ethics, and all of the creeps are coming out. You know,
Mhm.
isn't it good in a
Coming
way
out of the
that
woodworks, yeah.
they are coming out of the woodwork? And don't you think it's good that we live in a time where everything is being filmed, taped? Everyone has a camera.
Well,
Isn't that good in a way?
it's a double-edged sword, but you certainly can't hide much anymore these days. You know, certainly for a public figure, it's almost impossible, you know, to keep secrets anymore. So I guess it's just we've got to see where this is all going to go. But yeah, I think we're believers in the truth.
I think the other question is why pardon him? Like my question, this is my question. I want to put my question up
Yeah.
here. Why would Trump pardon Diddy? Can we just talk about that?
Well,
Like what the hell? What the hell was?
well,
I know he was dealing cocaine, liquid cocaine.
Yeah. Well, I see. I had some notes about this last week, and I don't know where they are right now because I thought maybe we were going to talk about it. But one of the things with Trump, he never pardons someone unless it's in his best interest. You know, like it's going to appeal to his base or something, or it's going to act as a distraction or something. So that plays into it. And he was asked about it by a reporter, and Trump said, well, yes, his people have approached me. I have been asked about a pardon. I just haven't decided yet. But Trump, being Trump, said, well, he used to be nice to me. Well, he wasn't very nice to me in the last election. So I just don't know if I would pardon him. You know, he was making it about himself and about his ego.
That's why presidents pardon.
Yeah, I know. That's not
Leonard Peltier.
But that's we're talking about Trump here, not a regular president. But he did.
God.
And I paraphrased it a little bit. That's basically what he said. Well, he wasn't nice to me, so I don't know if I'm going to pardon him or not. But I also wonder, like, if Trump did this, I think it would have to be like one of his distractions from the Epstein files or something. But no, I don't think Diddy should be pardoned for anything. But
let's take a look. Let's see if Trump is going to pardon Diddy. And my question is, why would he? There, you know, unless Diddy's got dirt.
I think Diddy's got dirt.
Is he supplying drugs? Is he one of the drug dealers?
You got to keep in mind, we've already gone into this, how Diddy had cameras everywhere, how he already has been blackmailing celebrities, you know, because he's got videos of them doing compromising things and everything. Yeah, I was going to say drinking his urine, committing sex acts. I know it's beyond disgusting. It's just evil and corrupt. But just the same, Diddy has a lot of leverage because of all the dirt he has on people. I would say it's not a bit impossible he could have something on Trump, especially with all of the prostitution and the child trafficking and so forth.
But my thing is that the intelligence agencies have all this dirt, because what happens to all of the dirt that gets collected from the Diddy raid, from the Epstein raid, from the Maxwells of the world? All of that information winds up with the FBI, the CIA, the Pentagon, and now they're sitting on the dirt. So it kind of makes you think the deep state is real, and deep state is our intelligence agencies, and they will never go down because they ultimately have dirt on every world leader. And that's the power. Well, we'll take those Epstein tapes.
Sure.
We'll take those Diddy tapes. And now our intelligence agencies have control of all these people. And now you're going to do what we say. Okay. I
don't know how I'm going to read. I'm going to try to read on this. This is where I've got a lot of my personal bias here. And sometimes I can seep into readings. I'm going to try.
Do you want to start with the pendulum? Yes.
I'm going to start with the pendulum. I want to see if this is going to be accurate, because I so strongly do not want Diddy to be pardoned. I don't think he should be pardoned. But let's see here. Will Trump pardon Diddy? I'm getting a no, but I'm also reminded of, I think we talked about this earlier on another show, that time is running out for Trump. He may not be able to pardon him. He may be out of office before this can be done. But I'm getting a no on him pardoning him.
I get that Diddy is coming after Trump and that Diddy will declare war on Trump if Trump doesn't give him what he wants, which means he's got dirt on Trump. He must have bought stuff. Even if Diddy himself was not able to blackmail Trump, he's able to pay for the contraband that's on the black market, you know, because give me what I want, give me what I want. And then this is Diddy war. It's war, baby. So and then this is the evidence he has on him, and free as a bird, 3 of 1. So he's being threatened.
But do you think Trump will get to pardon him?
I mean, I've learned so much from this experience. Haven't you learned a lot from this? That this is what it is to be rich and powerful. You get dirt on other people so you can hold on to your power. And I got this against you. And you got this against me. And I saw you in the bathroom and I saw you. It's like, is this what it is to be a powerful person? And then our intelligence agencies, well, we got it on all of you. And so ultimately, everybody who's in a position of power is owned by our intelligence agencies because we got the dirt. And then the Russians got the dirt, and Israel's got the dirt, and this person's got the dirt. And it's like, oh my Lord in heaven, is this the world that us regular people never see?
Yeah, well, we're starting to see it now. You know, we were talking about this as a different world now with the internet and access to information. We're becoming increasingly more savvy to this. We're not so naive about it like years ago when you could cover up a lot of things and get away with it. You can't anymore. But you know, I mean, you and I both have known celebrities, and we've known some very good people too.
Oh,
so it's not everybody. But I'm still grossed out by the fact that I actually talked face to face with Diddy. I was a foot away from him. I'm now like,
I sat behind him at a Lakers game. I mean,
you did? I didn't know that. Yeah.
I felt the power coming off of him. I mean, the power that man had.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got invited into the owner's box because the son of the owner loves fountain pens. And my ex-husband used to work for a company that supplied fountain pens. And so, so
I love them too.
Yeah. So he said, you know, on me, please come and enjoy a Lakers game in the owner. So it was like, well, we're going to do that. And so they had us. Do these seats work? And we sat there. And then this entourage came in and sat in front of us. And it was Diddy, his handler, that guy that got arrested, the white guy that was his drug mule. Those two were there with 2 women. And I just was like, whoa, the power. These are not regular people. And the way that others were treating them, like, you want a scotch, Diddy, with some ice? And you want this? And Diddy is so polite. He's such a polite person.
Well, he was very polite in the store.
Yeah, exactly. I've sold stuff to him. I've given him consult. I mean, like, you would never think this other way. And his mother is nice. These are nice people.
Yeah, he was
in public.
He was always impeccably polite. I remember that.
Yeah, very polite, like a Southern boy. Yeah.
In fact, I don't even know his background. Was he raised in the South?
He's certainly polite, like he's from the South.
Yeah, he does. He has those values.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Catherine.
Thank you,
Rodier, for the $20 donation. Very sweet.
Thank you, Jill. I don't think the human brain or mind is meant to have this much constant information. It's too much, and it's crazy making. Yes, I do agree with you there. Yes, I mean, Whimsy, haven't you and I talked about how it's just like overload?
Well, it's not like life back in the village where, you know, so-and-so like so-and-so. Do you think?
Well, human evolution hasn't caught up with this information age.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we can be all over the world in 5 minutes on YouTube, and we know everybody's business.
Yeah. I mean, it's like maybe evolution will speed up where we can better comprehend it. But I think there are many of us overloaded. I think it has a lot to do with why people are so stressed out right now. Didn't you say in your practice you have been addressing people with stress, adrenal?
Oh my gosh. I would say
You know,
80 to 90% of my patients have to be treated for adrenal fatigue.
yeah. Well, I have a friend who's an energetic healer, and she told me the same thing independently of you. She said it's like everybody she gets has adrenal fatigue.
What about
stress,
you
anxiety.
with our patient population? Don't you feel that when you were
Oh,
working?
I definitely do. Oh, I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time when I'm making phone calls for you, and I'm just because I talk to people all over the country, your clients, and we have these discussions quite a bit. So I think some of it is just
ages
from
you.
overload.
And I think we have to pull back a little bit because it
Yeah.
ages us. It really ages us.
Sure, it does. Well, adrenal issues, we know that what it does to the endocrine system, how it is aging, definitely. What it does to just blood pressure, heart rate, but yeah, I think it is too much to take in. Hence, a lot of people just saying, I don't want to watch the news anymore.
When Diddy is pardoned, how would you think his victims would feel? Well, pretty darn horrible. But I think that I can't see who's going to pardon him if Trump is out. Thank God, Trump's not going to probably be there much longer. I don't think so
either. That's why I was even wondering, even if he has intention of pardoning Diddy, will he be able to get around to it? But I don't know, Whimsy, do you feel he is going to be pardoned?
I think that Trump is worried about something.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Trump doesn't do anything unless it interests him, which goes back to what Joel Tilson is saying here.
Yeah.
You
was Trump at Diddy's parties?
I would think so, yeah.
I would think so. I mean, I certainly don't know for fact, but I think it makes a lot of sense he would have been at his parties. It just ties in what Trump was into, what Diddy was into, just the prestige, because Diddy's parties playing to all these rich people above the law. They're at least thinking they're above the law.
It always repulsed me because it was a world where people were willing to get on all four and bark like a dog or quack like a duck
really
in order to get the part. And that power was what Diddy got off on.
Yeah.
The ability to look what I can make these people do. I have the power to get,
and if he has something like that on Trump, whoa. Even if it's just something like you said, like Trump on all fours, barking like a dog or something. Come on, this is the president.
Let's check it out. Let's do a yes and no and see.
A yes and no. Okay. Was Trump at Diddy's parties? Oh my God, it went right to yes.
Oh, really?
It went right to yes. What are you getting? That was almost like my pendulum was going, Chuck, that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Something
ping. Yeah.
He was gifted. So Diddy gave him something. So what did he give him? A child to play with? Or, these people are pretty crazy, but you get Diddy gave him something. Was it a drug? I gave you something. It's payback. I gave you something. Now you need to give me something. So from Diddy's perspective, well, if you look at it from Diddy's perspective, look at all the nice ladies I gave you. Look at all the nice drugs I gave you. Now you got to pay me back for all the things because it's this. And then Trump's response, I'm going to jail. Like, I don't know this guy. 10 of wands. But Diddy's like, look at how generous I was. And 10 of wands is, I don't know you. And then something about being in a situation that's rocky. Two of Pentacles is also a rocky situation. Higher ethos, ethics, the Constitution, stuff could be coming out. I think he gave him something, and now there's a feeling from Diddy that it's time to pay it back.
Oh, yeah. If ever there was a time to pay it back, it would be now. He needs that pardon.
A sick world. Well, that's what happened with Roger Stone. Roger Stone had orgies. He filmed everything. He filmed men having sex with his wife. This was something that came out. He was having sex with the people that his wife was having sex, right? All this stuff came out, and he was filming it. And then that was the gentleman's agreement. I got dirt on you. You got dirt on me, and I'm going to keep it in my back pocket.
Yeah.
You're going to keep it in your back pocket. And now we know that if the time comes, we can expose each other. And that was the world that Roger Stone lived in.
Yeah.
What about Vance? Do you think that Vance
Mm,
would pardon Trump if once he gets into the White House?
that's a good question. I mean, we have to remember how, well, granted, this was 50 years ago, but it nearly destroyed Gerald Ford. Some even speculated that's why he lost his reelection, because he had pardoned Nixon. So I don't know if it's left to him
You
to
think
decide.
J.D. Vance would even want to run for a second term, given who he is?
Probably not, but we do feel he is going to be president, at least to finish out Trump's term.
Right.
And he doesn't want to exhaust his political capital, what little he has. I think if he's left to his own devices, he would not want to do this. But we don't know how much he's going to be forced, how much his hands are going to be tied behind his back. I don't know if the MAGA people would want to pardon Trump, but I'm almost sensing like everybody's going to be done with Trump. Like he's of no use anymore. So hell with him. But I can ask pendulum and cards.
Let's
see what I get here. Okay.
Maybe,
Will Vance pardon? Will Vance pardon Trump? Will Vance pardon Trump? I'm getting no.
Really?
Well, ask it again. Will Vance pardon Trump? Will Vance pardon Trump? Maybe I'm getting he doesn't want to.
No, I mean, if it's a no, I think that's
it was a strong no. But what did you get, Whimsy?
He is trying to separate him. Once he becomes president, he tries to separate himself from the Trump presidency. If he becomes the president, he will do everything in his power to separate himself from this president.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't think he wants to exhaust his capital.
Right. He is his own man. 9 of Pentacles. He sits in the garden alone. So this is my presidency. That was his presidency. This is my presidency. These are different presidencies. Yeah. Regarding the issue or the conflict, the Ace of Cups, which is the pardon, and the hope and the fear, his job, and then the final outcome, making a judgment. I think it's going to be difficult for him to pardon him because there's this resistance that comes in with the 9 of Pentacles, where I am my own person and I want to distance myself from that. And it's like you said with Gerald Ford, I don't want to be associated with that. And if I pardon him, then I am culpable.
Exactly. So
I think that's
how it feels to me.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do one more and then we'll call it a day? I think we've been here almost an hour.
Almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We've been having
fun. Let's see what this person says.
Okay. Diddy said in a video that he had pictures of Trump high and on ecstasy and other drugs, and said he was saving them in case he would need them. That feels like an accurate statement to me. What does it feel like to you, Whimsy?
Sounds like exactly what we've been talking about.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, I'm not shocked by that one bit. And in spite of how Trump is presenting it to the press right now. Well, I might pardon him. I've been approached and all that. No,
and it sounds like it's right up Diddy's alleyway, where he would dose people like he and I don't even think they necessarily knew they were being dosed. I mean, how much did Bieber know?
Yeah.
When he had access to Bieber for 48 hours.
Oh my God. And we used to talk to Justin Bieber all the time.
Yeah, well, he was sweet.
He was a sweet kid. I liked him.
So I don't know, man. That sounds pretty damn weird. Yeah. I mean, but it also sounds like exactly something that Diddy would do.
I'm thinking of that cliche. Remember, Mommy Dearest, this ain't my first time at the rodeo. Diddy has done this to many, many people. He's a pro at this. So yeah, I'm sure he has stuff on Trump. That just makes sense. And let's see, Geocosmic Valentine, and all of this might now just be about Trump being revealed. Trump has to hide the files because of other very powerful people, and keeping Diddy's power players secret also. Well, I'm sure it's all collapsed in together. You've got so much complexity, so many people involved.
Well, this is what he did with the Oath Keepers. They kept their mouths shut and he got them out.
Yeah, it's like we were asked earlier in the show about Prince Andrew. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of names that are going to come out, that people who may end up going to jail because of this.
Well, the plot continues. The pot
boils.
Pot boils. That's right. Did you have fun today?
I had fun.
A lighter show. We're gonna do
lighter
a little bit more gossip because people are tired of all this. You can get heavy on the news. This is
okay.
This is Hot Topics Thursdays. We try to keep it hot and spicy.
And we got a lot of material to do that with. A lot of ingredients to put in the pot. Lots of spices.
That is very, very, very true. Yeah. Did you ever meet, one of the people had asked, did you ever meet Sharon Stone's husband who passed away a couple weeks ago?
No. Was he the one who was bitten by the Komodo dragon in the zoo?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, no. Okay, you said Sharon Stone.
Oh, I said Sharon Stone. No, I apologize.
Okay, no, I mean Sharon Osbourne. And well, I met, I talked about this earlier, and you and I both met Sharon many times. Yes, she is the loveliest, sweetest.
And her dog, don't try and touch her dog, it'll bite.
The little Maltese in the purse. And I said the only time I never met Ozzy, but I did see him once because I was at the Hollywood Bowl, in the Ovation Center, the parking deck with all the layers.
Right.
He and Sharon and their son and daughter were waiting at the escalator. Apparently they were all dressed up like they were going to go to the Hollywood Bowl to the show. And I saw them all together, saw Ozzy, and they just looked like your typical family, nothing unusual.
I think they lived in Beverly Hills, not too far from our shop, and that's why we used to see them.
Well, we used to see her a lot because her daughter was doing Dancing with the Stars, and they used to do that show down the street on Beverly and Fairfax.
Yeah, and before I worked with you, I was over at Ear One. I was the doctor for Ear One Natural.
Yeah.
People. They all came in.
Yeah.
And it was very.
So that's where I used to see her, but
that's where I would see all the celebrities shopping. And spending more money than you should on groceries.
Oh, I know, like $20 for a strawberry. Did you hear ridiculous. That? Air One has a strawberry. It's like that big, and it's in a special little case, and it's $20.
I just think that it's so pathetic how these people want others to think they're important, so they're spending money they don't have on overly priced BS.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Sharon was at least my impression of Sharon was extremely down to earth, very basic. In fact, I couldn't speak more highly of her. And I feel that Ozzy had to have been a good man for her to have loved him and stayed with him for 45 years, wasn't it? They were together?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so sad when someone's spouse dies, and I just wondered how you felt about that.
Yeah, well, my heart goes out to Sharon and the children, and I saw the video of the funeral, and she was crying and devastated.
Most of her life with the same guy. I mean,
sure,
she was a young girl when they met.
Yes, she was. She was.
Yeah.
They went through a lot together.
Yeah. Well, did you have fun today, my love?
I had fun. And thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, it was great. Now, if people want to reach you for a reading, how do they do that?
Well, my name is on the bottom of the screen. It's just reversed, one word, dransfieldchuck@gmail.com. That's how you can reach me. I've been doing a lot of readings the last 2 weeks. I love doing it. I love working with people, and I'm here for you.
Yeah, just send him your phone number so he can call you back. And of course, check out his channel, your channel.
Oh, it's Chuck's Captivating Chronicles. And I do a live stream on Monday called Chuck's Captivating Chat. And we generally just keep that fun and light.
And they gossip about celebrities.
Yeah, but you know what I do? I follow the lead of my viewers. People will ask me questions, and then we just go from there.
Wonderful.
But we have a lot of fun, just like we have fun here too.
Yeah, I hang out with you sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. And if you need to reach me, you can contact me. You just Google it, Dr. Whimsy Anderson, Booksy. Go to my Booksy. Don't go to my Tarot with Whimsy or my Dr. Whimsy web pages. Just go to Booksy. That's the best way to book with me.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're out of here. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. We will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
See you Tuesday.
Bye. Yeah.